President McRobbie, Chancellor Elrod, the candidates are assembled. We may now proceed with these commencement exercises.
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and welcome to today's commencement ceremony at Indiana University South Bend. As we begin our commencement ceremony, Victoria Shimenauer, who graduated in 2020 with a Bachelor of Music from the Ernestine M. Racklin School of the Arts, will lead us in singing the national anthem. And so would all who are not standing and are able to stand, please stand for the national anthem.
cedars that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, and please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, and members of the classes of 2020 and 2021, welcome to this celebration of your achievements. Since last Friday, yes, that's worthy of applause, definitely. Since last Friday and continuing all this week until Saturday, Indiana University will be awarding 21,145 degrees around the state of Indiana, including 984 degrees right here at IU South Bend, for a record total of over 24,200 degrees this academic year across all IU campuses. And in addition, IU awarded a total of 23,879 degrees in the 2020 academic year as well. Over the course of my 14 years as president of IU, more than 13,500 students have earned degrees on the IU South Bend campus. And it is my honor to have presided over the vast majority of these graduation ceremonies. And this morning's ceremony is the 132nd IU commencement ceremony over which I have presided, and it will be my last. I'm especially pleased to greet those joining us virtually today, the parents, the wives, the husbands, partners, relatives, and friends who have helped to make possible this day of achievement for all of our candidates. And we thank you all for joining us online in celebration of your loved ones' accomplishments. I would also like to welcome and congratulate those members of the classes of 2020 and 2021 who are joining us virtually online today. So would you please join me in recognizing all of these graduates and all of their families and friends with a hearty round of applause. Indiana University is proud of its long and distinguished history. As a public university, we are deeply grateful for the support that we receive from the people of Indiana, and we are proud of the university's service to our state, our country, and the world for more than 200 years. Seated on the stage and in front of the stage are officers of the university, and we are very pleased that they've joined us for this occasion. You will find their names listed in your program booklets. And I'm particularly pleased to welcome two members of the Board of Trustees of Indiana University who are with us today. Would you please join me in greeting Molly C. Connor of Indianapolis, our student trustee, and Donna B. Spears of Richmond. Please join me in welcoming our trustees. Also joining us today is John S. Applegate, IU's Executive Vice President for University Academic Affairs. Please join me in welcoming him as well. So it is now a great pleasure to call to the podium the Chancellor of Indiana University South Bend, Susan Elrod. Please join me in welcoming the Chancellor.
Oh, sorry. Got it. Thank you, President McRobbie. It is my great pleasure to join you in greeting the members of IU South Bend's classes of 2020 and 2021. As graduates, there is an important and crucial group of individuals whom I ask you to salute, the faculty members of Indiana University South Bend. Their outstanding scholarship, dedication to teaching, and commitment to their students have made this commencement possible. They have inspired our graduates in ways that will last a lifetime. Will the faculty present today and attending virtually please stand as you are able for our recognition. Thank you. I would also like to recognize the members of IU South Bend's outstanding staff who are with us today, both in person and online. These individuals and their tireless dedication to help make it possible for our students to succeed. Would you give them a round of applause? And now, President McRobbie, I will recognize our honorary degree recipient.
Thank you, Chancellor Elrod. A splendid tradition at any IU commencement ceremony is the awarding of an honorary degree, the highest accolade that Indiana University can bestow. Today, we honor an outstanding individual, Virginia Brown Calvin, and you will find a brief biography of Dr. Calvin in your program booklets. And I ask Chancellor Elrod to escort Dr. Calvin to the podium, and then Campus Grand Marshal William Horton and University Platform Marshal Sarah Mostis will assist in the hooding of the candidate.
Mr. President, Virginia Calvin has broken barriers throughout her career. Ever since Dr. Calvin moved to South Bend in 1972 with her husband Richmond Calvin, an IU South Bend Professor Emeritus of Education and Counseling, she has been a prominent leader in the region, touching countless lives and leading many community initiatives. Dr. Calvin was brought up amid the racial inequalities of rural Louisiana in the 1940s and 50s. She learned from her parents that education would provide the greatest chances for a bright future. She began her career as a special education and elementary teacher and school counselor. Soon after joining the local school system, Dr. Calvin became principal of Measle Elementary under her guidance, which was named one of the nation's best. She instituted a French exchange program for Measle and launched a business partnership that funded enrichment programs in science, German, and algebra. Dr. Calvin also established evening and weekend instructional opportunities for parents. Her successes at Measle were recognized in 1988 by then U.S. Secretary of Education William Bennett at a public ceremony in Washington, D.C. When she was appointed to lead South Bend schools as superintendent in 1993, Dr. Calvin was the first African-American superintendent in Indiana and the first female superintendent in South Bend. She began the job when the corporation had a general fund deficit of $3 million, which by the end of her 7-year tenure was replaced by a cash balance of $11.2 million. She led an ambitious pursuit of corporate, government, and foundation support, resulting in a steady increase in external funding. From 1995 to 1999, the school corporation received more than $42 million in grants. In 1996, Dr. Calvin was named Indiana School Superintendent of the Year. Upon stepping down as superintendent in 2000, Dr. Calvin was appointed Chancellor of Ivy Tech Community College North Central, where she served to great acclaim until retiring in 2010. Her recent years have been notable for her energetic, philanthropic, and nonprofit involvement. In collaboration with the Community Foundation of St. Joseph County, Virginia and Richmond Calvin founded and provided the lead gift for the African American Community Fund, the first program of its kind in the nation aimed at improving quality of life for African Americans in the county. She has also created numerous scholarships, many supporting IU South Bend students. She is a founding member of the South Bend Charter Schools and serves on the Indiana Charter School Board. She is a board member of the Indiana Commission for Women and serves as chair of the South Bend Housing Authority Commission. Dr. Calvin's many awards include being named a Sagamore of the Wabash by then Indiana Governor Evan Bayh, as well as induction into the South Bend Hall of Fame. Thus, in recognition of her many contributions to the public good, it is entirely appropriate that Indiana University recognize Virginia Brown Calvin with an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters degree.
Thank you.
Virginia Brown Calvin, Indiana University salutes you. Your lifetime of leadership and your commitment to excellence in education serve as a shining example to all. And so, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Indiana University, I am proud and privileged to confer upon you with honor the degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all attendant rights and privileges. Congratulations.
I'm supposed to move the castle at some point later on. Okay.
Yep. So please join me again with a round of applause to honor Dr. Calvin. And now I invite Chancellor Elrod back to the podium.
A traditional feature of commencement is the induction of our graduates into the IU Alumni Association. Our students are members of a very close family while at Indiana University South Bend. As graduates, you become part of something much bigger, a network of friends and colleagues with whom you have much in common. And so, I invite Trustee Spears to the podium to welcome the classes of 2020 and 2021 into the Alumni Association of Indiana University. Will all graduates who are able please rise?
What an exciting day. On behalf of the previous graduates from all of our campuses, welcome to the ranks of this unique alumni community. This is a breakthrough moment in your lives. Congratulations. Your determination and strength are what set you apart from others. As graduates, you are part of a powerful global network. Be active in your alumni association. Take advantage of the connections and the insights of other alumni. And take the call when your fellow graduate seeks to connect with you. Be generous with your advice and your connections. Most important, express gratitude and a helpful attitude. Graduates, while you worked hard to earn your degrees, your loved ones near and far are a testimony to a great truth. Nothing significant is ever achieved alone. All of us celebrate your success. We honor and celebrate for all. For all the family and friends who supported you, your journey to this moment, for all the long hours of studying, toiling, and sacrifice to make it through college, for all of those who will benefit from what you have learned. For all of those who follow you, may they show the same discipline, humility, and strength it takes to earn a diploma at Indiana University. And for all of you who are the hope, the promise of your campus and communities, your circle of friends and loved ones, as well as the society you will help shape. Congratulations, class of 2020 and 2021.
To the classes of 2020 and 2021, I offer my congratulations to you on your induction into the Indiana University Alumni Association. Please be seated. This morning, we continue another fine tradition, the presentation of our IU South Bend Distinguished Alumni Awards. This award recognizes individuals who have distinguished themselves through personal and professional accomplishments and through contributions to IU South Bend. We have 2 awardees this year, the first of whom was selected in 2020 and the second in 2021. I invite Grand Marshal Horton to escort our first recipient, Dr. Michael L. Blakesley, to the podium.
Chancellor Elrod, I am honored to present our first Distinguished Alumni Award recipient. Dr. Michael Blakesley grew up in an Elkhart County farm family. After graduating from what was then called Elkhart High School, Dr. Blakesley enrolled at IU South Bend, where he studied mathematics and chemistry and earned a bachelor's degree in 1974. He was accepted into the IU School of Medicine to continue his education, and after graduation from IU South Bend. His first year of medical school was spent in South Bend at what was then called the South Bend Center for Medical Education. This was in the early years of what has turned out to be an extremely successful experiment in distributed medical education across the state of Indiana. Dr. Blakesley went on to complete his last 3 years of medical school in Indianapolis and earned his Doctor of Medicine in 1978. He returned to South Bend and soon discovered his interest in emergency medicine. When he completed his residency, he immediately began a career in emergency medicine at Memorial Hospital that ultimately spanned 34 years. Soon after joining the Memorial staff, he began his second career, teaching. Though he is now retired from the emergency medicine department at Memorial, he continues to teach in the human anatomy and cell biology program at the IU School of Medicine in South Bend, and in the biological science program at the University of Notre Dame. He also manages the business side of the practice for the emergency medicine physician group at Memorial. Dr. Blakesley has helped to mold generations of students from this region who stay to practice medicine here. He and his teaching partner, Dr. David Halperin, were named the 2014 IU School of Medicine, South Bend, Outstanding Physicians of the Year, the program's most prestigious award. He has established an Indiana University Scholarship Endowment and has encouraged other alumni to support future students with the gifts to the scholarship funds. Dr. Blakesley serves on the board of the South Bend Medical Foundation and is active in the Memorial Hospital Medical Staff Organization. He is also a member of the Indiana State Medical Association, the American Academy of Emergency Medicine, and the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. And so, in recognition of his many accomplishments and contributions, I am pleased to recommend Dr. Michael L. Blakesley for the IU South Bend Distinguished Alumni Award.
Michael L. Blakesley. On behalf of the IU South Bend Alumni Association, I am pleased to present you with the IU South Bend Distinguished Alumni Award. Congratulations. Would everyone please join me again in recognizing Dr. Blakesley for his leadership and community service. And now I ask Grand Marshal Horton to bring forward our next Distinguished Alumni Awardee, Diane Dudick Parmele.
Chancellor Elrod, I am honored to present our next Distinguished Alumni Award recipient. Diane Dudick Parmele graduated with the highest distinction from the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at IU South Bend. She is Director of Educational Services for Beacon Health in South Bend and the previous leader of Educational Services for the South Bend's Memorial Hospital, now part of the Beacon Health system. Ms. Parmele is also an alumna of the IUPUI campus, where she earned a Master of Science in Nursing in 2005. As a local supervisor of nursing education for more than 40 years, Ms. Parmele has mentored many nurses in South Bend and surrounding communities. She is responsible for transitioning new graduate nurses to full-time clinical practice as registered nurses, and has led the orientation of all nurses joining the staff of Memorial Hospital, and more recently, the entire Beacon Health system. In doing so, she has promoted all nurses entering the system the values, attitudes, and skills of communicating and interacting as nurses who are part of a complex healthcare team. Ms. Parmele ensures that nurses are welcomed to Beacon facilities and provided with essential background on the institution and the larger community. Perhaps Ms. Parmele's greatest gifts to the area's nursing community are her warmth, humor, and collegiality. She has a reputation for helping every nurse who looks to her for guidance, information, and encouragement. Ms. Parmele is an active partner with the administration of IU South Bend's Vera Z. Dwyer College of Health Sciences. She participates in the college's accreditation process and assists in the recruitment of promising students to its programs. She helps secure placement of IU South Bend nursing students in clinical units at Memorial Hospital and Elkhart General Hospital, which is also part of Beacon system. She also recruits and hires IU South Bend students to work as patient care assistants before they have graduated from the nursing program. She regularly confers with the college's advisory council to guide the nursing program's future direction in response to changing needs. Ms. Parmele is a member of the Board of Healthwind Hospital in South Bend and serves on the regional faculty of the American Heart Association's Basic Life Support Programs. In all of her endeavors, Ms. Parmele's devotion to the people of South Bend, her lifelong home, is self-evident and inspirational. And so, in recognition of her lifetime of achievement and service, I am pleased to recommend Diane Dudick Parmele for the IU South Bend Distinguished Alumni Award.
Diane Dudick Parmele. On behalf of the IU South Bend Alumni Association, I am pleased to present you with the IU South Bend Distinguished Alumni Award. Congratulations. Would everyone please join me again in recognizing Ms. Parmele for her contributions to the campus and community. President McRobbie, trustees, and honored guests, it is now my honor to present the classes of 2020 and 2021. To the graduates, congratulations, Titans, you made it. I'm incredibly proud of your accomplishments over these past several years that have led you to the completion of your degree. While today is a very special day for our graduates, it is also a special day for me. Although I've been the chancellor here at IU South Bend for nearly 2 years, today marks my first commencement ceremony as a Titan. Like many of you, I was saddened when we were unable to gather last year to recognize the class of 2020 in person, making today even more meaningful. This year, I have witnessed so many acts of leadership by the people and organizations of IU South Bend. I've witnessed faculty, staff, and students who volunteered to serve on our restart committees to ensure we had processes in place to keep our campus open. I have seen our facilities and custodial crews work tirelessly in transforming our campus to ensure social distancing, and our mitigation testing leaders, staff, and volunteers working to protect the community. Our RAs and housing staff have put in extra hours to keep our residents safe and well. The Student Government Association organized donation drives for the Family Justice Center and the YWCA. The Active Minds Student Club held several speak out events to give voice to students on mental health and social justice issues. The Political Science Club coordinated several events to encourage civic engagement. The Titan Productions team organized drive-in movies and Riverfest at IU Day. And our alumni office has worked nonstop to make today possible. These are just a few of the many ways the people of the IU South Bend community led us through these difficult times. I have also watched you all mask up, keep your distance, and spit countless times into those tiny tubes to help keep the campus and surrounding community safe, especially over the last few days. In difficult and challenging times, you all held fast and stepped up to meet the challenges. Your ability to adapt to remote learning this past year and your commitment to completing your degrees under these circumstances should be applauded. You have persevered in the midst of a global pandemic. And because of that, you have gained the skills to be successful no matter what challenges you face or what opportunities come your way. I also know that there have been other challenges you have overcome to get to this point. Reaching this pinnacle in your life journey is no small feat under normal circumstances, so you should be especially proud of your achievement that we mark here today. At Indiana University South Bend, our mission as the region's only public university is paramount. We provide access to high-quality, affordable education to those who want to transform their life and the lives of those around them. With your new degree in hand, you are on track to do just that. You will be joining more than 36,000 IU South Bend alumni and more than 725,000 alumni IU-wide. IU South Bend alumni serve locally as teachers and principals in our schools, IT and business professionals that help drive our local economy, and public servants, social workers, healthcare professionals, and leaders making a difference in the lives of others in our community every day. One of my favorite quotes is from Louis Pasteur, the French microbiologist, who is attributed with the following saying, "Chance favors the prepared mind." This quote means that if you were prepared, for example, with an outstanding IU degree, you will be able to take advantage of the opportunities you encounter in your life, or better yet, you will be able to make opportunities happen in your life and career as you advance. This year, we are conferring 984 degrees to the class of 2021. We are also gathered here to recognize the 1,017 graduates from the class of 2020. Combined, these classes include 357 master's degrees, 1,608 bachelor's degrees, and 36 associate degrees. 80 of these students are graduating as members of our honors program, and 24 as members of Indiana's 21st Century Scholars Program. I would also like to recognize the 44 student athletes who are graduating. Thanks to all of our senior athletes who persevered through starts and stops and so many procedures to end this year with such great success. Nearly all of our teams entered conference championship play, and our men's basketball team clinched the championship title for the second year in a row. From millennials just starting their careers to grandparents taking their turn, the diversity of people at IU South Bend is something we take great pride in. Here are just a few examples. The age of our graduates today spans from 18 to 74. Nearly half of our graduates are non-traditionally aged, which means they're over 24. 1 out of 3 students graduating are among the first in their family to graduate from college, and 1 in 5 is a student of color. Additionally, 86 students graduating today are veterans of our armed forces, and we are grateful to them for their service. In total, we have 29 countries, 17 states, and 44 Indiana counties represented in the 2 classes here today. While we are incredibly proud of your academic achievements, we are also proud of what you've been able to accomplish outside the classroom, from pursuing extracurricular activities or volunteering in our community to supporting yourselves, your family, and others. I would like to recognize some of these accomplishments here today. Please stand as you are able if you held a job during your time at IU South Bend. Please be seated. Please stand as you are able if you served as a caregiver during your time at IU South Bend. Please be seated. Please stand as you are able if you participated in a service project in the community during your time at IU South Bend. Please be seated. Please stand as you are able if you participated in a student organization during your time at IU South Bend. Thank you. Please be seated. Please stand as you are able if you participated in an internship during your time at IU South Bend. What about study abroad? Go ahead and be seated. There we go. Now up, if you studied abroad during your time at IU South Bend. Thank you. Please be seated. Please stand as you are able if you participated in a research project during your time here at IU South Bend. Please be seated. All of these experiences inside and out of the classroom help shape who you are as a person, and I hope have helped equip you to go out into the world and change it for the better. Whether you came here straight from high school or after you had been out in the world for a while, whether you came here because you wanted to make a change in your life or because you had to make a change, whether you were sure of your major on your first day here or changed it several times, whether you had to stop out a few times or were able to graduate on schedule. Maybe you came here thinking you would just stay for 1 year, but ended up staying for your entire degree because you have found helpful faculty members, amazing peers, and outstanding programs that helped you meet your goals. Maybe you weren't sure you would fit in, but ended up finding others of like interests and minds to build your own community. And maybe you weren't sure sometimes if you could make it to the end of the semester, let alone to the finish line. Whatever your circumstances, though, you did it. That is exactly why IU South Bend is here. You are exactly why IU South Bend is here. All of you gathered here today is a wonderful representation of the many reasons our campus exists. It is also a wonderful representation of the potential that exists in each of you and all of us collectively to embrace our strengths and passions to tackle the challenges we face as a society, but also to leverage our talents and imagination in taking advantage of opportunities we see in front of us. I hope you will take some time this spring to celebrate your achievements and look forward to the opportunities ahead. You deserve it. I also hope you take time to thank the family and friends that were along with you on your journey. You are and always will be an important part of the Titan family. I hope you will stay connected with us as alumni, and I look forward to hearing about the great things you will do. Congratulations again. President McRobbie, thank you for your leadership these many years. That concludes my presentation of the classes of 2020 and 2021. These graduates embody everything that the phrase Hoosier spirit and Titan pride means. These graduates have made their mark on campus, and IU South Bend and our community are better places because of them. It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Kayla Eisenblatter. Ms. Eisenblatter from LaPorte, Indiana, is the president of IU South Bend Student Government. She graduated in 2020 with a Bachelor of Arts in Women's and Gender Studies and is currently enrolled in IU South Bend's Master of Public Affairs program, expecting to graduate in 2022. She has been a member of the student government for 3 years, serving as senator, parliamentarian, and now president. She has also been the president of the Feminist Student Union, among other volunteer activities. Ladies and gentlemen, Kayla Eisenblatter.
Thank you, Chancellor Elrod, and good morning, everyone. I want to begin by saying welcome and congratulations to the 2020 and 2021 graduating classes. For many of us, it truly felt as if this day may never arrive. For most of us, this year, more than any other year, has shown that learning is not just about what you hear and do in the classroom, especially when you spend most of your time learning from your bedroom. It is about what you experience through the trials and tribulations of everyday life, and for this group, the trials and the opportunities to learn and grow are numerous. The events of summer 2020 and the tragic murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the ongoing police brutality crisis in America have taught us that we can and must be lifelong learners and advocates that speak truth to power, as we have seen the consequences of willful ignorance and unquestioned authority. The January 6th Capitol riots and the 2020 presidential election have shown us the importance of truth and facts, as the alternative is chaos, misinformation, and violence. The pandemic has taught us that compassion, selflessness, and a commitment to the well-being of all are values that cannot be understated. It has also shown us that the impact of what we learn at IU South Bend goes beyond the walls of the classroom and can reach across the country and the world when the need arises. This institution and its students are resilient beyond compare. The word of the year has certainly been unprecedented. Unprecedented hardship, unprecedented loss, unprecedented grief. I have often found myself in more difficult moments wondering what I would have to show for this time in my life, wishing I could help more and worry less. And I know from my conversations with many of you that I am far from alone in those feelings. It would have been so easy and so valid to give up. Many of us made incredible sacrifices, lost treasured experiences and milestones, and grieved it all silently and alone. But through all of this, and in all of you, we are witnessing unprecedented bravery, determination, and compassion. Despite what you may feel about these difficult times, that strength does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. The wonderful Mr. Rogers said, when I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, "Look for the helpers. You will always find the people who are helping." In the face of the most terrifying events this generation has ever and hopefully will ever experience, we have also had the pleasure of watching and becoming those helpers. Our students specifically have volunteered for testing efforts and continued to work in high-risk healthcare settings to ensure that others were cared for. We raised money, we donated our time and resources, we reached out to friends, family, and strangers that needed support. We have watched our incredible faculty, staff, and administration rise to the challenge of online learning to ensure that out of everything we lost, we would not lose the opportunity to complete our education. We stayed home to protect ourselves and others, and on some days we simply survived, and that is okay, that is commendable. Because you made it here, through every success and failure, you are extraordinary. The events of the last year and a half have shaped us in some ways we have yet to realize. The future may feel so uncertain, but I am certain that this group has amazing things to offer because I have seen what you all have accomplished here and in our community. I am proud and fortunate to be here among a group of students that refused to stop, that continued to fight for themselves and others, that kept showing up again and again, even on days when it felt impossible. I look forward to seeing how you will use your experiences and the lessons you have learned to make the world a better place to be. And Indiana University is a better place because you are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla, for your inspiring message. And now, President McRobbie will deliver his charge to the classes of 2020 and 2021.
Trustees, Executive Vice President Applegate, Chancellor Elrod, Dr. Calvin, Dr. Blakesley, Ms. Parmele, and members of the classes of 2020 and 2021. Last year, Indiana University celebrated its bicentennial. This historic milestone provided a unique opportunity for the university to highlight all that it had achieved in its first 200 years as it grew to become one of the world's leading public research universities, fueled an engine of opportunity and prosperity for Indiana and the nation, sparked discoveries that have helped to solve some of our state's and our world's most difficult and urgent problems, and illuminated the boundless possibilities of human imagination and creativity. The celebration of our bicentennial was, however, interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. This has made the last year of your time at IU South Bend very different from the traditional IU experience. But despite the enormous challenges and disruption caused by the pandemic, you remain dedicated to your studies and steadfast in adjusting to all the public health measures needed to help fight the pandemic with a combination of courage, resilience, and an unwavering concern for others. All of us have been enormously proud of how seriously and diligently you have responded to all that has been required of you. Your efforts have been vital in keeping the university functioning with some sense of normalcy in spite of all that has had to have been endured. All of us in the university salute you for this. As you graduate today, you're among the first graduates to carry Indiana University's legacy forward into its third century. You have benefited from a 200-year legacy of educational excellence that is now the foundation of the present and of the future. But what is the fundamental purpose of a university like IU in the 21st century? The great civil rights activist, historian, and author W.E.B. Du Bois addressed this question more than a century ago in a landmark 1903 book of essays. The function of the university, he wrote, is not simply to teach breadwinning or to furnish teachers for the public schools or to be a center of polite society. It is above all to be the organ of that fine adjustment between real life and the growing knowledge of life, an adjustment which forms the secret of civilization. Certainly one reason you came to IU South Bend was for an education of the highest quality, one that would prepare you for a personally and professionally rewarding life and career. IU has done much over the last 14 years to ensure that the degrees that you earn fulfill this purpose, that they are highly relevant in today's information-based global society and speak to the issues facing the world. But as Du Bois suggested, teaching breadwinning or preparing you to earn a living, while an immensely important outcome, is not IU's sole function. And its function goes beyond providing teachers for the public schools, though we take great pride in doing just that. Our schools of education here at IU South Bend and around the state train excellent, highly sought-after teachers who are regularly named the best in the state. Nor is IU's function, in Du Bois' words, to be a center of polite society, though the manner in which universities like IU conduct inquiry and public debate has been critical to civil society and to modern science. Many have lamented the unintended and unexpected effect of modern communications like social media to divide and to isolate rather than to bring together. Universities must be places that bridge these divides, not to reach agreement on all things, but to improve understanding, sharpen ideas, and ultimately advance society through dialogue. But instead, Du Bois defined the function of the university as fostering, in his words, that broad knowledge of what the world knows and knew of human living and doing, which may be applied to the 1,000 problems of real life that are today confronting us. More than a century ago, Du Bois realized that mitigating the most difficult and vexing problems that face society would depend on applying the powers of logic and reason to the myriad and immense bodies of human knowledge. This, Du Bois maintained, was the function of the university in 1903. And today, over a century later, in 2021, it remains one of Indiana University's most noble functions for the next century. Our university's essential work, as it has been for 2 centuries, is to provide students with the best, most contemporary, and broadest education possible, one that is accessible to all the citizens of Indiana and elsewhere, no matter what their means or from where they come. It is to pursue transformative research and scholarship at the highest levels of excellence. And it is to serve our state and its regions, our nation and the world in countless ways, including by producing graduates like you, who apply the knowledge that you have gained to address the many difficult challenges confronting us. The world is facing seismic changes, from rapidly changing and unstable geopolitics to the very survival of democracy, and from the impact of technology on personal privacy to the health and well-being of the human race. The demanding, difficult, and pressing tasks that must be carried out are immense, and the problems in need of solutions myriad. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought new urgency to the need to improve global public health, prepare for future pandemics, and to conquer disease. A highly divisive political environment at home and abroad gives new urgency to the reduction of conflict. The racism, bigotry, intolerance, and hatred that too many members of our society, especially people of colour, are forced to confront on a daily basis gives new urgency to the need to create communities where differences of all kinds, whether of race, ethnicity, or belief, are respected, valued, and protected, and where hatred, bigotry, and intolerance are powerfully condemned. The need to address countless other challenges, including responding to the effects of climate change, alleviating poverty, and building prosperity, grows more urgent with each passing day. So it is to you that the world now looks, for your commitment as citizens, for your energy and seriousness of purpose as you grapple with the most formidable problems that confront us, for your commitment to human dignity and freedom, and for all that you can do to renew the global economy, to innovate, to build, to heal, and to teach. As graduates of Indiana University, you have been preparing for years to become the next generation to discover, to understand, and to apply all that you have learned. It is now incumbent on you to grasp and understand problems that exist no matter where you find yourselves, to use the wisdom that you have gained to devise with the greatest of skill the best solutions to these, and to summon the courage to respond when you are called upon to advance the common good. At your commencement from this place and into the world at large, this is my charge to you. Keep what is good. Change what needs to be changed with wisdom. Take pride in your work and the world that you will make. And may you carry on the traditions of excellence that have brought you to this moment. It may be said in years to come that it was graduates like you, here and around the world, who confronted and conquered the most difficult challenges of today and gained the respect, gratitude, and admiration of all. Thank you very much. And I now invite Chancellor Elrod to return to the podium.
President McRobbie, thank you for those remarks and congratulations on your upcoming retirement from the role of President of Indiana University. For 14 years, you have served with great distinction as the leader of the university, presiding over its transformation in academic programs, physical facilities, and philanthropic culture. In no area has the transformation been greater than that of the IU South Bend and other 4 IU regional campuses. As one of the longest-serving university presidents in the country, you have been a steadfast champion of our mission. You recognized early in your presidency that the regional campus students represent a crucial constituency and that serving them is an essential part of IU's overall mission to serve the citizens of Indiana. You have promoted with tremendous success our goals of an excellent, affordable, learner-centered education for our students, deep community and regional engagement, and a collaborative structure and culture that is unique in higher education across America and indeed serves as a model for others. The unprecedented philanthropic support for the regional campuses, where IU South Bend raised nearly $32 million through the generosity of more than 6,500 donors in the recently completed For All Bicentennial campaign, is surely proof of the widespread appreciation of the revitalization of the IU regional campuses that you initiated. President McRobbie, may I ask you to please come forward. Michael A. McRobbie, in recognition of your innumerable contributions to the IU regional campuses, on behalf of IU South Bend, it is my great privilege to present you with the IU South Bend Chancellor's Medallion, shown in this display case, with the Chancellor's Medallions of each of the regional chancellors, each of the regional campuses. This joint award is the first of its kind, and it is appropriate as a symbol of the collaboration between your office and the regional campuses. Please accept this symbol of our deepest gratitude. Could everyone please recognize President McRobbie with a round of applause. Take the other end there.
Well, thank you very much, Chancellor Elrod. It really is a great honor and a privilege to receive the IU South Bend Chancellor's Medallion from you. It will be a treasured reminder of my years working together with you and your predecessors in service to IU South Bend and the larger university. And my thanks also to your fellow chancellors once again, most sincerely for this wonderful and I know unprecedented honor. I really am deeply, deeply grateful for it. Thank you very much.
We now come to the central moment of this commencement ceremony, the conferral of degrees. The names of the candidates are listed in your program booklets. I invite your attention to the fact that some candidates have been awarded honors in general scholarship. They are wearing distinguishing cords. The significance of these cords is explained in the honor cords section of your program booklets. In addition, some students have earned departmental or school honors or are members of academic honor societies. Indiana University holds all of its graduates in high esteem and takes an added measure of pride in those who have excelled academically. I now ask those candidates for degrees who are graduating with distinction, high distinction, and highest distinction to please stand as you are able and remain standing. I also ask those candidates who have attained departmental or school honors or who belong to academic honor societies to please stand as you are able. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated. Our graduating students who are veterans or currently in the U.S. Armed Forces are wearing red, white, and blue cords. I ask them to please stand as they are able. Please accept our deepest thanks and congratulations. Please be seated. I will now present the candidates for degrees. As I ask candidates from each school to stand, will their deans and directors please stand as they are able as well. President McRobbie will formally confer degrees after all of the candidates have been introduced. At that time, all of the candidates will be asked to stand once again as they are able for the conferral. So here we go. I begin by presenting candidates for degrees from the Ernestine M. Racklin School of the Arts under the leadership of Interim Dean Jorge A. Muniz. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Art Education please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music Education please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Communication Studies please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Music please stand as you are able? These candidates, meeting all requirements for the degrees indicated, are recommended by the faculty for conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, I will present candidates from the Judd Layton School of Business and Economics under the leadership of Interim Dean Tracy A. Anderson. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Business please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Economics please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration please stand as you are able and remain standing? These candidates, meeting all requirements for the degrees indicated, are recommended by the faculty for conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, I will present the candidates from the School of Education under the leadership of Dean Hope Smith Davis. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Education please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Education please stand as you are able? These candidates, meeting all requirements for the degrees indicated, are recommended by the faculty for conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, I will present candidates from the Vera Z. Dwyer College of Health Sciences under the leadership of Dean Thomas F. Fisher. Will the candidates for the degree Associate of Science in Radiography please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Applied Health Science please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Clinical Laboratory Science please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Dental Hygiene please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Health Sciences please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Medical Imaging Technology please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Nursing please stand as you are able? These candidates, meeting all requirements for the degrees indicated, are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, I will present candidates from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences under the leadership of Dean Brenda D. Phillips. Will the candidate for the degree of Associate of Arts in General Studies please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of General Studies please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the various Bachelor of Science degrees from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Arts please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Liberal Studies please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Public Affairs please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science please stand as you are able? These candidates, meeting all requirements for the degrees indicated, are recommended by the faculty for conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, I will present the candidates from the School of Social Work under the leadership of Dean Tamara Davis and Director Otrude N. Moyo. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Social Work please stand as you are able and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Social Work please stand as you are able? These candidates meeting all requirements for the degrees indicated are recommended by the faculty for conferral of these degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Now, would all those candidates who have earned a degree please stand once again? Candidates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Indiana University, I am proud and privileged to confer upon each and every one of you the degrees recommended by the faculty with all attendant rights and responsibilities. The reputation of Indiana University depends on your continued commitment to the values, knowledge, and skills that you have gained here. And I now invite those of you who are earning your first college degree to show that you are truly graduates of Indiana University by moving the tassels on your caps to the left side. Congratulations, graduates. And please be seated.
Congratulations to each and every one of you. I now invite the graduates to come forward to the platform. Professor Tammy Martinez will announce the names of the graduates.
Alyssa Renee Kurtz Allen. Dustin Andrew Allen. Chance Chenda Pineda. William Anthony Irons. Mackenzie Lee Krause. Patrick Watterson. Andrew Kraft Hillock. Christopher Allen Hillock. Abram Michael Jones. Brennan Eli Lennox. Kaylee Starr Hagberg. Sean Ryan Armstrong. Basia Ven Nafuya. Emily Alkiri. Kristen Renee Eager. Alexandria Renee Mullins. Gabrielle Cheyenne Venlou. Jessica L. Stone. Diana Evelyn Pinado. Sarah Elizabeth Tanner. Luis M. Osorio. Melissa Gales Shemansky. Eva Marie Monhout. Emily Nicole Wilson. Henry T. Mudari. Stephen Robert Zack. Samuel James Pierce. Noel Garcia. Madison Beth Ward. Armin Scopo. Sarah Ann Sharp. Amy Elizabeth Murray. Chloe Renee Madison. Colette Rianne Stitsworth. Kayla Toole. Victoria Sheminar. Kayla Christine Eisenblatter. Angelica Haley Nagy. America Diana Arroyo. Christine Rena Brooks. Kalia Renee White. Dominic Diego Rodriguez. Jacqueline Marie Xavier. Aiden Emmett Miller. Nathaniel Aaron Basteleros. Christian Villalobos. Kirby Dipert. Noah Villa. Caitlin Renee Vargo. Ashley Ann Four. Zina Hussan Abdelrahman. Dylan Rashawn Allen. Andrew Victor Rumachik. Marissa Ann Jagai. Michelle Soon. Daphne Tierra Lamar. Dylan L. Weldy. Ashley Nicole Stankowek. Camila Kowecki. Cameron J. Hedstrom. Julia M. Learman. Taylin A. Smith. Marianne Beal Peters. Aja K. Ellington. Pempouto Ziwohu. Emily Weber. Mariah King. Bailey Shirianne Williams. Colin S. Carroll. Megan Lee Kozan. Nicole Probst. Bethany Jasmine Powers. Kirsten Michaela Remani. Michaela Clark. Krista M. Kruzeski. Victoria Janet Hawk. Miranda Elizabeth Southwell. Samantha Renee Stilter. Ali Kanan. Shenandoah D. Hoffer. Ian F. Mullen. Amanda Rachel Ritter. Amy Meadow Smith. Juan Carlos Alarcon. Abigail Nicole Chablowski. Robert Daniel Thatcher. Maya Yi Nander. Shelby Nicole Theodorovich. Stephanie Andrea Callegas Rodriguez. Marciela Juarez. Megan Louise Derringer. Juan Padilla Arriaga. Alicia Nicole Avara. Samuel Paul Siklis. Emily Marie Gary. David W. Castle. Veronica Marie Newland. Amanda Michelle Matave. Cameron Williamson. Gabrielle Victoria Lovesa. Faryal Shaki. Isra Yosuf Hisayan. Faith Danae Stone. Kayla Renee Skaggs. Janet Aguero. Alnud Hashem Ashurafa. Anton Joseph Bating. Darren L. Santana. Alejandro Cortez. Sarah Ann Williams. Aziza Hanifa Jojo Cunningham. Anthony Jem Yoken. Jasmine Asieneda. Sheila Ann Urednik. You're fine. Jennifer Ann Urednik. Stephanie Joy Torres. Thank you. Luis Angel Guardado. Rosaceder Centino Bird. Kimberly Annabelle Allen. Jacqueline Toledo Dolan. Darlene Nievans. Karen Yanin Hernandez. Angelica Marie Washington. Summer S. McClellan. Jennifer Shoemaker. Michaela Nicole Garner. Tanya Marie Lachey Winfield. Hannah Marie Quinn. Yazan Faham. Tracy Ann Punkritz. Nicole Diane Kaczynski. Ellen Hartman Mattia. Cecilia N. Penino. Rachel Bailey. Kelly Marie Harper. Carrie J. Shaw. Sydney Ray Perkins. Crystal Miranda. Haley Preston. Rebecca Leanne Stevens. Miles Alexander Kidder. Nicole Zufan. Melanie Renee Alve. William Patrick Myers. Megan Therese Stevens. Blake Mager. Morgan B. Swatoy. Anna Andrea Amrambula. Shelby Swartz. Julissa Alvarez. Ariana Guadalupe Vargas. Karen DeLand Brunning. Phoebe Live Thomas. Leslie Nuayam Chofor. Mercedes Consuelo Bueno. Jennifer Verteramo. Jaden Nazrio Oviedo. Sarah Ann Ward. Jayla Adele Clark. Candace Partlow. Ashley Marie Catanzarite. Julie J. Miller, Zenaida A. Cleveland, Robert Luke Tull, Tyler Everett Wagner, Brittany A. Houston, Arben Teresa Mezeva Kubik, Elizabeth Ann Salazar, Brianna Renee Johnson, Samantha Eakes, Jasmine Botello, Courtney Renee Raymer, Kylie J. Furman, Samuel Mwangi Mubuga, Ciara Alexis Escobedo, Sarah Megan Huff, Troy Vincent Cullen, Latisa Sargent, Carlos Jesus Leon, Jessica Lynn Akey, Teresa Marie Bark, Magdalena Hernandez, Connor Ilonich, Brittany Ann Van Ogerby, Andrea Guerrero, Felicia M. Bowker, Zoe Gabriella Morgan, Tiara Leiloni Nelson, Grace Feeks Phillips, Oluyemi Oduo Adamokuna, Allison Marie Grabowski, Abigail Bailey, Rebecca Jane Zimmerman Baldwin, Devin William Johnson, Elijah G. Breeden, Daisy Porras, Noah William Imel, Samantha M. Turner, Kendra Turner, Talani Lene Gullins, Brianne Renee Boggs, Courtney Elizabeth Lindquist, Abria Denise Taylor, Otoya Monono Mwanza, Jessica E. Ortiz, Megan Emily Maxwell, Magdalene R. Dickerson, Jody Ann Hurd, Analia C. Valdez, Alexa Lizeth Gonzalez Valdez, Luis Gonzalez, Deborah Ann Arney, Autumn Brianna Lehman, Matthew Jordan Reisner, Elena Allison Moss, Molly Grace Bates Walton, Alexis L. Fig, Faith L. Wright, Rebecca L. Calkins, Nicholas Luca Davacaro, Courtney Michelle King, Jen Rose Nyok Gajchanga, Jared L. Fitch, Allison Bricknell, Mackenzie Lynn Myers, Lisa Ann Marie Mahler, Elizabeth Ann Biddle, Austin Michael Smith, Taylor Sumiko Weldred, Brody Deming, Mackenzie Kathleen Milliman, Rachel John Gross, Wisdom Chiwada, Allison Jane Hill, Ryan Mark Bloom, Labria Porter, Trisha Vosberg, Meredith Louise Brothers, Callie Sue Melton, Shelby R. Gehring, Tyler James Peters, Mary Christine Bowers, Cameron Rice, Kennedy Alicia Smith, Blake Anthony Logston, Gregory V. Peached, Hatziza Rummick, Haley Joe Williamson, Ramsey P. Snyder, Skylar Nicole Thomas, Dylan Zachary Enquist Bajo, Brittany A. Hale, Brandon Lee Galvin Jr., Gabriella Christine Frodema, Cassandra F. Smith, Keith Deshaun Taylor Jr., Andrew Manuel Vila, Daphne Simone Galloway, Alyssa M. Vanator, McKenna Morgan Brandt, Evan James Paulot, Rihanna Lee Medlin, Brianna Michelle Jones, Lauren Rome, Allison Nicole Rowe, Allison Renee Talaga, Paige M. Heath, Norma Rachel Geist, Tiffany Marie Burkett, Margaret M. Gathesa, Derek Ross Musselman, Aaron Esperanza Nagy, Jose Danilo Diaz, Jordan Anthony Kajer, Chloe R. Wygant, Alexis Lee Lamy, Elizabeth Ann Flora Bresky, Yoon Jin Lee, Susan Elaine Miller, Shelby Morgan Perkins, Tyrone Anthony Gilbert, Lacey M. Milcherska, Luis Fernando Micaus, Karen Sanchez Carmona, Caden James Marr, Sitlali Yozlitzin Pacheco Diaz, Janine Lonell Stevens, David Andrew Abrell, Lene Cherie Good, Sandeep Aaron Sengupta, Kayla Cora Helen Jenkins, Misael Alejandra Ramirez Vasoli, Gabriela Evangelisti, Emily Castillo, Jacob Tyler Zell, Joseph Myers, Jessica Christine Gloucester, Ilhana Daishik, Amanda J. Jones, Darren Lene Chandler, Abdahi Jasmine M. Piñate, Alicia Cassandra Einfeld, Maggie Gibney, Mariela Vasquez, Mercedes Karen Gutierrez, Jacob David Fleming, Dion Kyle Mauk, Nathalie Jessica Mapalier, Brittany May Splix, Amy Joy Gladio, Rhoda Lucas, Vanessa Sitima Ndu, Anna Lidkey, Desmond Lord, Darius Forrest, Jeremy David Flanagan, Alicia D. Williamson, Erin Nicole Trabert, Taryn N. Tomaszewski, Kieran Deanna King. Danielle Shay Cooling. Samantha Martha Kaczynski. Maria Aguado Zavalda. Leerin Elizabeth Beecher. Ashley Trakowski. Mariah Neely. Justin Meister. Alyssa Effeld. Jacob D. Robinson. Kedvin Edward Griffin. Haley T. Cunningham. Alexandra Nicole Caldwell. Chris Daleth Seminario. Estrella de Fatima de Jesus Mora. Kristen Marilyn Paseli. Claire Alice Seawack. Kaylee Melissa Riker. Rebecca May Fulmer. Kristen Olivia West. Kira Serena J. Deloach. Cameron James Rafinsky. Ashley R. Ellett. Angie Danielle Ovide Florent. Natasha Lindiri. Rachel Maia. Richard Alexander Haropoulos Welker. Matthew Brian Applegate. Hannah J. Walker. Nirupam Verma. Taylor Brianne Pazinski. Taryn F. Busfield. Destiny M. Winkleman. Emily Page Miller. Vanessa Michelle Baines. Anthony W. Bush. Heidi Prescott Weinecke. Dawn Marie Turpin. Alexis Elizabeth Barton. Morgan Marie Anderson. Bailey Aaron Clark. Brooke Lubinsky. Sydney Jean Lubinsky. Mark Charles Hawkins. Winnie Alexander Ihano. Savon Salah Faye Esper. Sky Love Walker. Brianna N. Edgerly. Megan Van Sickle. Jose Nahun Alvarez Rodriguez. Brent Matthew Kyle. Anne Rebecca Scott. Carolyn Marie Logue. Alexis Nicole Riley. Essence Tiara Ward. Morgan Janelle Anthony. Dynasty Renee Taylor. Taylor Simone Wesley. Dositha Rosine Kamgusha. Lauren Elizabeth Wojcik. Gail J. Thomas. David Briner. Molly Marie Wood. Drake Aaron Wood. Janetha Tasso. Ashley Irene Eddington. Frank J. Fitzhaw. Laura Castillo. Taylor Marie Nemtuda. Michaela Lynn Rosenbaum. Brenda Elena Machado. Allison Nicole Hatton. Swetha Vital. Brianna Erickson. Jillian Nicole Stevens. Benjamin Clevenger. Cassidy N. White. Aaliyah Ann Bailey. Sarah Messenger. Brianna L. Williams. Catherine Elaine Summers. Maxine Pruitt. Maya Lee Perry. Reem Basman Salos. Alexis Ann Kruzeski. Hayden S. Fleming. Shante June Haynes. Christine Leanne Banta. Olivia Marie Dalton. Gabriela Rios. Crystal Lynn Vaughn. Latangala Kenyatta Bird. Rebecca L. Avesido. Tiffany Loza. Danita N. House James. Nidra May Hamad. Johanna Gallagher. Angela Kristen Chisholm. Angelina Marie Hernandez. Vivian Chan Wen. Deanna Nicole Blackman. Pamela Danae Geiger. Anna Julia Rodriguez. Fatima Mercado. Elivet Quejada Navarro. Jacob S. Becker. Jordan N. Harriman. Catherine Ann Harrison. Abby Kaser. Tiara Levon Lucky. Kayla M. Pomrath. Crystal Ann Boris Kimmel. Arturo Eugenio Miranda. Jordan Kaylee Miles. Megan Marie Boggs. Kaylee Ellen Hucha. Brianna Nisley. Yoko Blancio. Kiersey D. Schultz. Ryan Hansen. Clinton R. Still. Deja Renee Johnson. Rachel Lynette Boone. Raven Shanice Linda Derrickson. Deborah Lynn Smith. Jessica Jasmine Diaz. Isabel Marie Valentine. Nicole Marie Kujawa. Madison Ashton Risley. Stephanie Nicole Tablis. Shayla Janae Burson. Stephanie Lynn Stumpton. Megan Elizabeth Stumshon. Takesha Conise Butler. Natasha Sherelle McAllister. Sikowsley Neoni. Nicole Therese Grazioli. Katendi Kunema. Shante Renee Johnson. Fabio O. Guyton. Jessica Garcia. Jasmine D. Adams. Bonnie Marie Santana. Charmel Monique Spain. Akiko Gravender. Dashane L. Gills. Miriam Miller. Elisheva Solomon Learman. Sabrina Malone. Gurjit Kaur. Inderprit Kaur. Lachey Renee Punch.
Well, congratulations again to each and every member of the graduating classes of 2020 and 2021. Well, we now come to the close of this occasion that is so important to Indiana University and the whole South Bend campus and community. We are grateful to the Commencement Committee and to Moira Disco, Director of Alumni Relations and Campus Ceremonies at IU South Bend, and to Katie Feehan, the Assistant Director of Alumni Relations, for planning and organizing this event. Please join me in thanking both of them. We also thank the IU South Bend Alumni Association for supporting this event and providing the diploma covers. Our thanks also go to Ms. Shimenauer and to the IU South Bend Brass Quintet, directed by Dennis Gamble, who provided the music for this commencement ceremony. Musicians, would you please stand for our acknowledgement? I'd also like to thank Professor Martinez for serving as our announcer today and doing such a wonderful job as well. And I'd like to thank as well our sign language interpreters, Megan Bummel and Wendy Nice. Please join me in thanking our sign language interpreters. Now, to acknowledge our newest graduates, I ask Ms. Shimenauer to lead us all in singing our Alma Mater song, Hail to Old IU. The words are on the inside front covers of your program booklets. And after the Alma Mater, to help ensure everybody's safety, please remain at your seat location until you are asked to recess by an usher. Now, will everybody who is able please stand for the Alma Mater.
She